2026 Cruise Forecast. The top U.S. ports and destinations you'll want to sail from. Record-breaking numbers are coming to the cruise industry in 2026. We're talking about something that hasn't been seen before. And if you're thinking about booking your next cruise this year or next, the choices you make right now could determine whether you get the experience you really want. Toiletry just released their official 2026 cruise forecast, and the data is staggering. In this video, we're breaking down the top U.S. ports, the most sought-after destinations, and the insider tips that will help you book smart before the best itineraries sell out. Whether you're a seasoned cruiser or planning your very first voyage, what you're about to learn could completely change how you approach 2026 cruising. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about the scale of what's coming. Get ready for this number. 21.7 million Americans are projected to cruise in 2026. That's not a typo. That's nearly 1 in every 16 Americans. To put that in perspective, it represents a 4.5% jump from 2025, and it marks the fourth consecutive year of record-breaking growth in the cruise industry. Think about what that means. More people are boarding ships than ever before. More cabins are being booked. More itineraries are filling up. And the best spots? They're going to evaporate fast. This isn't speculation. This is data from AAA in partnership with Tourism Economics, the same people who forecast travel trends for major corporations and governments worldwide. What's driving this explosion? It's simple. People have discovered that cruising delivers something other vacations can't. Variety, value, and convenience all rolled into one experience. And here's the kicker. According to AAA data, 91% of cruisers have taken multiple cruises. That's right. 9 out of 10 people who cruise once, they come back. That's why this year is different. It's not just new cruisers hitting the ships. It's repeat customers planning their 5th, 10th, or even 15th voyage. And they know what they want. Now let's talk about the geography that matters. If you're planning a cruise from the United States in 2026, Florida is undoubtedly your heavyweight champion. Not just Florida. We're talking the Florida Trinity, Miami, Port Canaveral, and Fort Lauderdale. These 3 ports don't just dominate the U.S. cruise market, they dominate the world. Port Miami is projected to lead the way with 10.2% of all American cruise embarkations and disembarkations. That's the highest percentage of any port globally. Port Canaveral follows at 8.8%, and Fort Lauderdale rounds out the trio at 5.6%. Together, these 3 ports represent nearly a quarter of all American cruise traffic. That's massive. Why is Florida so dominant? Geography and logistics are part of it. Florida's proximity to the Caribbean, the world's most popular cruise destination, makes it the natural launchpad. It's convenient for East Coast travelers, but there's more to it than just location. These ports have been investing heavily in infrastructure. New ships are constantly arriving. Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas, the largest cruise ship in the world, is permanently home-ported in Miami, operating alternating 7-night trips to the Eastern and Western Caribbean. Disney's newest wonder ships have docked at Port Canaveral. Norwegian, Celebrity, MSC, they're all expanding their Florida operations for 2026. The result? An unprecedented concentration of cruise capacity. But here's where it gets interesting. If you're not near Florida, don't worry. The cruise industry is spreading opportunity across the country. Galveston, Texas is your Western Caribbean gateway, handling 4.1% of American cruise traffic and growing. Ports in New Jersey, Baltimore, and New Orleans are experiencing their own expansion. Norfolk is becoming a serious contender for Bermuda cruises. Tampa is ramping up operations. For the first time, Royal Caribbean is home-porting Symphony of the Seas in Galveston, offering 6 to 8-night Western Caribbean itineraries. This is significant. It means departure ports are diversifying, and that's good news for cruisers outside of Florida. Let's talk destinations, because this is where your vacation dreams become reality. The Caribbean, without question, is the dominant destination. It captures 72% of all U.S. cruise passengers. That's not a coincidence. It's the accessibility, the tropical climate, the combination of beach days and adventure. From Miami, Port Canaveral, and Galveston, you can reach the Caribbean in a matter of hours. Quick getaways to Cozumel, Key West, Bahamas, Jamaica, they're all within reach on 4 to 7-day cruises, and the cruise lines know this. They're building an entire ecosystem around it. Royal Caribbean is opening Royal Beach Club Cozumel in 2026. They have Perfect Day at Coco Cay in the Bahamas, Carnival, Norwegian, Disney. Every major line is pouring resources into Caribbean itineraries because that's where the demand is. But the Caribbean isn't the whole story. Alaska represents 7% of cruise passengers, and it's the adventure destination. Glacier Bay, Inside Passage, the wildlife, it's bucket list material. Mediterranean cruises account for 5%, and they're attracting travelers seeking culture, history, and sophistication. There's also Bermuda, which is having a renaissance thanks to new cruise line deployments. Norfolk and Baltimore are offering 5 to 9 night Bermuda cruises, and they're selling briskly. The point here is that 2026 offers something for every type of traveler. Whether you want a quick tropical escape or an extended European journey, the capacity is there. Now here's the insider secret that most casual cruisers don't know about. Shorter cruises are transforming the industry. 3 to 5 day voyages are exploding in popularity. Why? Passengers love them because they're convenient and affordable. Cruise lines love them because they can turn ships faster and sell more cabins. The result is a proliferation of quick Caribbean getaways from Florida and Texas. If you've been intimidated by the idea of a 7-night cruise commitment, 2026 is your year. The options for weekend warriors have never been better. Let's talk about the ships themselves, because the hardware matters. This is an incredible time to be cruising. The Icon of the Seas from Royal Caribbean just entered service in Miami, and it's absolutely massive. We're talking 250,800 tons, 365 meters long, accommodating 5,610 passengers at double occupancy. It features 20 decks, 7 swimming pools, the largest water park at sea, and a 55-foot indoor waterfall. This isn't just a cruise ship, it's a floating city, and there are more megaships arriving. Star of the Seas, the Icon-class successor, is deploying from Port Canaveral. Disney's Wish and Treasure have arrived at Port Canaveral, bringing the magic to the Caribbean. Norwegian Luna is launching in 2026. Royal Caribbean's Odyssey of the Seas is repositioning to New Jersey for Northeast cruisers. Celebrity is continuing to deploy Edge-class vessels across multiple home ports. Translation: the cruise industry has never had this much new, world-class capacity. Your chances of snagging a cabin on a modern ship have never been better. But here's the critical piece of the puzzle. With record demand and record capacity, the best itineraries are filling faster than they ever have. We're not talking about cabins selling out in a few weeks. We're talking about premium sailings and key destinations selling out in days. This is where booking strategy becomes crucial. If you have a specific itinerary in mind, a particular ship, departure date, cabin type, booking early isn't just an advantage, it's essential. The days of booking a cruise a month out and having choices are fading. The cruise lines know demand is extraordinary, and they're pricing accordingly. Let's look at specific opportunities you should know about. If you're based anywhere in the Southeast or can get to Florida, you have the world's best cruise ports at your doorstep. Miami is your entry point to the world's largest and most innovative ships. Port Canaveral offers proximity to Orlando attractions and access to Disney cruises, Royal Caribbean's newest megaships, and a mind-boggling range of itineraries. Fort Lauderdale gives you a more upscale alternative with less congestion than Miami. If you're in Texas or the Gulf Coast, Galveston is experiencing a genuine renaissance. It's historically been seen as the less glamorous option compared to Florida, but that perception is changing. The terminals have been completely renovated. Multiple major cruise lines operate from there. The Western Caribbean itineraries are world-class. And here's a major advantage. Galveston is typically less crowded than Florida ports. You might actually enjoy the boarding and disembarking experience. For folks in the Northeast, this is your moment. Royal Caribbean has unprecedented capacity deploying from Cape Liberty in New Jersey, Baltimore, and now Boston. Carnival's Sunshine is sailing Bermuda cruises from Norfolk. These are premium destinations. Bermuda is exclusive, expensive, and worth every penny. Pink sand beaches, colonial architecture, snorkeling, golfing. It's a completely different vibe from Caribbean beach hopping. And here's the secret that travel agents are whispering about. Northeast ports often have shorter lines, less crowding, and a more relaxed boarding experience compared to the mega hubs in Florida. The trade-off? You might pay slightly more for the cruise, but the experience is often superior, and that's worth considering. Now let's address the elephant in the room. With 21.7 million cruisers projected for 2026, finding the perfect voyage means being strategic. First, decide your destination and time frame. Caribbean, Alaska, Mediterranean, each has different peak seasons. Caribbean season is November through March. Alaska is April through October. Mediterranean is spring through fall. Once you've identified your destination and season, move fast. Specific cabin categories fill first, then entire sailing dates get booked out. Second, consider less obvious departure ports. A cruise from New Jersey or Baltimore might have more availability than the same itinerary from Miami, and you avoid hours of driving or flying to Florida. Third, explore alternative itineraries. If your first choice is full, sometimes the 4-night sailing from the same port or a different cabin category has openings. Flexibility can mean the difference between booking and being waitlisted. There's also the factor of crew experience. With record demand, the cruise lines are operating at maximum capacity. Cabins are more crowded, buffets are busier, elevators are packed. This isn't necessarily bad, Many cruisers still rate their experiences as very good or good, with 90% satisfaction according to 8AA data. But it means that choosing less congested sailings and ports becomes even more important. Voyages in shoulder seasons, like early April or late October, typically draw fewer passengers than peak holiday weeks. Same with Monday departures versus Friday departures. The ship is identical, the destination is identical, but your experience on deck and at the buffet can be significantly different. Here's another insider tip that could save you thousands. The 2026 cruise forecast shows that mega ships are becoming the new normal, but smaller vessels remain available for specialized itineraries. If you want Alaska's inside passage without the crowds of a 4,000-passenger behemoth, smaller expedition ships are available. If Mediterranean cruising appeals to you, many lines still operate mid-sized vessels that feel more intimate. If you want a truly luxurious experience, premium and ultra-luxury cruise lines are expanding. These aren't cheap, but they offer something the megaships can't: exclusivity and personalization. In a year of record bookings, those niche experiences might actually be more accessible because everyone is fighting over the megaships. One final strategic consideration: the cruise lines are introducing brand new experiences and destinations in 2026 specifically because demand is so high. Royal Beach Club Cozumel opens in 2026. Perfect Day Mexico is launching in Costa Maya in 2027. Norwegian is opening a nearly 6-acre water park on a private island in the Bahamas for summer 2026. These are anchors. They're destinations unto themselves. If you're planning a 2026 cruise, having one of these new experiences included in your itinerary could be the difference between a good vacation and an unforgettable one. The bottom line for 2026 is this: opportunity and urgency coexist. The cruise industry has never had more capacity, more destination variety, more ship options, or more reasons to go. But that same surge in demand means that waiting is risky. The best itineraries, the best cabin categories, the best sailing dates, they're real estate, and they're being snapped up. This isn't meant to scare you into rushing. It's meant to clarify reality. If cruising is on your radar for 2026, now is the time to research, compare, and book. Talk to a travel agent, browse cruise line websites, understand what experience you really want, then book it. Because in a year where 21.7 million Americans are setting sail, the ships are full, and the adventure awaits. Subscribe and follow Cruise Smart for more insider forecasts, destination guides, and tips to help you cruise better than anyone else on the ship. Drop a comment below and tell us which destination on this list is calling your name in 2026. Are you Team Caribbean, Team Alaska, or are you exploring somewhere new? Let's talk about it down below. Until next time, fair winds and following seas.